My name is Delinquency D-, and I am, once again, in debt. I need this video to hit 1 billion views by sundown. If I don't have the money by next Tuesday, the government of Pakistan has threatened to send a strike force to my location. Moving on, today's video is an animated thing somewhere between film and episode. We'll call it a movie. That movie is directed by famed anime lord Hiroyuki Imaishi, who you may know from one of these. Before any of his better-known works were Twinkle in Papa Hero's Eye, however, he directed what we're going to be looking at. A movie called Dead Leaves. Dead Leaves is a 50-minute crack adventure about two amnesiacs. The two main characters, Pandy and Retro, wake up butt-ass naked on a world that looks like Salaryman Paradise. They immediately do what anyone would do and go on a crime spree. Figure out they have superhuman abilities and get arrested. After their arrest, they're taken to a notorious prison on the remnants of the destroyed moon with an evil warden, hater-ass prison guards. The prison's name? It is on this prison that they must figure out their pasts and a way out. I'd like to go back to my initial description of 50-minute crack adventure. That's basically what the plot feels like. The screenplay writer bought a brick of uncut cocaine so he could bust out the Pyrex and the baking soda. What you're ingesting by paying any attention to the actual story is loosely equivalent to smoking filtered crack through a straight stem pipe. Is it good? Maybe, but in the long run, it's really not worth it. The whole thing is like a side adventure that ties into a non-existent main plot. It's still decent, but in a campy, wacky, zany, goofy kind of mood. This works because at the end of the day, the plot and setting are just ways to push fun characters toward the audience. With that in mind, let's move on to the setting. I've already explained it all. The world is Salaryman Utopia, there's a prison on the destroyed moon, they have superpowers. That's all you need to know. Those are your set pieces. On a scale of well-explained power system and it's magic, bro, Imaishi is usually somewhere about here anyways. What I can say about the setting is that it adds to the rest of the work decently, but more or less just exists as a way to push everything else. There's a feeling of a certain breaking free from societal constraints and order, je ne sais quoi, but it's not overly spectacular or anything, it's just kinda there. The setting is, once again, decent in a wacky, zany, goofy kind of mood. It works. At the end of the day, the setting and plot are ways to push fun characters toward the audience. Let's now talk about those characters. Fucking ludicrous. Main characters. Pandy. Why is she called that? She's got a panda eye. Retro. He's got a TV for a head. 666 and 777, they're clones or some shit. Those are their clone numbers. There's also the warden of the prison. I gotta blur that out. You got Drill Dick. All of them are fucking ridiculous. Exactly what you'd expect from Hiroyuki Imaishi. This is also where I admit I've been lying to you about the characters.
Oh, DD! Oh, what it is! Oh!
This entire thing isn't even about the characters. It's just about cool animation. Don't worry about any of the other shit. Just watch it because... yeah. Like I said before, there's not really too deep of a message for the viewer that I've gleaned from this or much of a deep subtext. Everything is pretty surface level and goes from funny to cool and back before you can understand anything. You can really feel the early Imaishi. He hadn't started taking Adderall yet, so the movie is just pure bang, zoom, pew, pew, haha, woo, over the top funny animation time. That's it. That's the movie. There's nothing really remarkable about the OST either, but all the tracks in the film fit everything that happens on screen pretty well. So it does what it's supposed to do. Same thing goes with all the sound effects. They fit. Anyways, yeah, I'm basically done this one. Doesn't need much more Not top 100 material even, but it's still a pretty cool animation showcase. If you like Hiroyuki Imaishi as a director, this is a fun, brainless watch. If by some chance you're an anime consumer and you've never watched any of his stuff, however, I don't recommend watching this yet. Go enjoy something on this list, then come back and watch this movie. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. The only standout here is, once again, the animation, which is fantastic, and everything else just kind of exists and works to push the animation to you, but unless you've been smoking that Stanley Cup triple award-winning Soul Bleeder Taint Blaster JD Power and Associates Dingleberry Zaza, maybe hit some before you check it out if you don't like Imaishi. Alright, later.